to thank and welcome Professor Zeller from University of Applied Sciences Upper Austria. Thank you so much for joining us in our career week. I hope that everybody is ready to hear all about studying in Austria. Everybody quickly take your seats, please, so we can get started. Thank you so much, Professor. We're looking forward to hearing from you. Perhaps we can quickly do a sound check and see if everything's working. Yes. Professor?
Hello?
All right, we can hear you. Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hello. Can I start or?
Yes, you may start.
Oh, okay. Hello, everyone. Nice greetings from Austria here. It is a pleasure to me to give this speech on our education here, on our university. And I hope you can see my screen right now. Is that the case? You can see my presentation?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Yeah, very warm welcome from the University of Applied Sciences here in Upper Austria. And in the next few minutes, I want to introduce you to our university. I want to introduce you to the options you have to join us here in more or less the center of Europe. My name is Peter Zeller. I'm the head of the studies of electrical engineering, and I'm sitting currently here in this small dot here in the world. And I will go to the laser pointer. Okay, I'm sitting in this small dot here. This is Austria, and this part of Austria is Upper Austria. And in Upper Austria, we have 4 locations of faculties here, and every faculty is standing for a specific topic, for a specific subject. We are pretty in the center of Europe. So if you join our university, you can go by train in one day to Vienna and back. You are very close to Salisbury. You're very close to Munich. Prague is also very close to our campus, and especially the campus in Wels here. We can reach the railway station by a 5 minutes walk. So you can drive with the train directly onto the campus. We have 4 schools locations in Upper Austria. We are approximately 6,000 students. 14% of them, they are international. We have roughly 20,000 alumni. And the interesting thing is 99% of them, they are employed. That means we are in a very busy region here. We have plenty of small and medium enterprises here in Upper Austria. So it is not an issue to find internships, to find part-time jobs here. And there's a good chance that you can stay here in Upper Austria after finishing your studies. At least there's a good chance to stay in Europe, because all of our degrees are, of course, acknowledged by the whole European community. So it is a good entrance to get into an employment here in Europe and gather international experience. We have 11 degree programs in English, 2 bachelor degrees and 7 master's degrees. And we have 1 international foundation program, which is a preparation course for getting the permission to study here in our university. We are the leader amongst Austria's University of Applied Sciences with respect to number of students, with respect to research and development. This is also a task here, or it is the purpose here of our Universities of Applied Sciences in Austria to do research, to do joint research with the industry, and we already involve our students into our R&D projects so they make progress for the industry, which is a good way to get entrance to the industry here. I want to start with a short video. I hope you can hear the sound. If not, please contact me immediately via my mobile phone.
Können Sie lauter machen?
Hallo? Der Sound geht nicht. Oh je, das habe ich mir gedacht. Ich werde diese Folie überspringen, weil das hat keinen Sinn dann. Okay, gut. Danke vielmals. Danke. Tschüss. Tschüss. So I got the information that the sound is not working properly. So that's why I speak some comments to that. What you see is the beautiful surroundings and environment here in Upper Austria. So it is very unique. You have a lot of small and medium enterprises. It is a very innovative and busy region. We are the most industrialized region here in Austria. However, we have a very beautiful surrounding. It is 45 minutes to the skiing resort here. We have beautiful lakes. You can drink out of every lake here in Austria without getting a serious sickness. So we are very environmental orientated. So it's clean environment here, and yeah, clean, healthy. We have also a very, very low crime rate. My daughter, she can go out overnight. There is no risk of any crime problems here. So it's really a nice and beautiful environment where you can also enjoy your part-time here. Yeah, since the sound is not working properly, I will skip the rest of this slide, and I will go into further details of the rest of the presentation. So, okay. Our motto is teaching and learning with pleasure, researching with curiosity. We have a really state-of-the-art infrastructure here. So because of our R&D effort we are doing here, the thing is that that we have a lot of nice infrastructure financed by our R&D projects. Just giving you an example, 6 years ago, I got 2.3 million euros from the European community we got 2.3 million euros from the European community to install a brand new high voltage and high current laboratory and test facility. We are developing batteries for electrical cars there. We are developing motors for electrical cars there. We are developing systems for the new future energy grids here. And all of these labs are used also for lecturing. Our students are really touching the equipment controlling high voltage up to 1 million volt. Another nice thing is we have a fixed length of studies. So you can really be sure that after 5 years, bachelor and master studies, you will get your degree in your hand. And we have plenty of internships, field work, and R&D project work. So beginning with the semester 4 in the bachelor, all of our study programs, as almost all of our study programs, have already the first students project where you get the task and you have to solve this task in a team. And this task is not just an invented random something task, it is a task mainly out of our R&D activities. We have small study groups. If you're in a laboratory tutorial, you are not more than 15 people. You don't have to wait for a place in the laboratory. Classical universities, in classical universities, you have to pass exams successfully first in order to get the entrance into a lab. And they have to do it because they have such a high number of students and they don't have sufficiently enough places in the lab. If you are entering our university, everything is planned for you and all of the resources are available. So that's why we can guarantee that you will finish the studies in the scheduled time. We have very close cooperation with the industry, and this is very essential. You will look for a future job somewhere in the industry, and knowing why you're studying these essentials of electricity or why you're studying math, knowing that will motivate you because you see, okay, there's the industry and I have to apply it there. And this is also a concept we have. If you have some theory lectures, they are always accompanied with skills practices, and they're also accompanied by lab tutorials. So this is, as soon as you learn the theory, you will apply it by calculation and also by exercising in labs. We have also a system of student ambassadors and buddies. So when you're brand new here, we can offer you a classmate, a colleague who will accompany you, who will help you also with official in communication with the officials. So if you have to extend your visa, there are special students, they will help you to go to the authorities and they will help you to extend your visas. We have students from different countries here, especially from 70 different countries here, especially giving you an example, in electrical engineering, only 5 to 10% of Austrians and Germans will be in this program. There are 60 nations of students now in this program. Maybe you are wondering why we are doing this international approach. This is very essential for you, and it is essential for the industry here. Upper Austria is very, very successful with key technologies. And we have companies with an export rate of 98%. So it is essential to attract international students to our place here and to keep them here because they are the ambassadors to the world markets. And it is almost impossible to raise up a project in Namibia without knowing Namibian culture. And that's why it's so important to get you to our university, to our industry here. Yeah, we have the core competences, especially in collaboration with companies. It's more or less a USB that's unique for this type of university here, that we are in a very strong connection and relation to all of our industry partners, and these are more than some hundred partners here. We are strong in research and development. We have every year some 10 millions of R&D income, which is funded by the industry either directly or funded by the government and the industry. And our international networking activities are also very unique. And one of these international networking result is the collaboration with your school in Namibia. We have the well-known bachelor-master system after the Bologna process. So if you and all of our study programs are after this bachelor-master system, we have a 6-semester master, which is 3 years, which will yield then 180 European credits. After this bachelor, which is acknowledged by any university here in the European community, you can go to a master degree program. Of course, we would love to keep you at our university. And our master degree program will take 4 semesters, 2 years respectively, and you will get 120 European credits. And this is the standard bachelor master system here in Austria, in Europe. We don't have 3 semesters, we have semesters. We have only 2 semesters in the year. The academic calendar is starting from September, October. So typically mid of September, we receive the students, then there will be a welcome week. We will introduce the students to our environment, to our culture, to our administration here. And then typically lecturing starts with 1st of October. And then it will go until end of January. Then you will have 1 month of a break. You use that typically for making exams. And then 1st of March lectures starting again until beginning of July. And we have an application deadline, which is 13th of June. However, you can apply for our study programs anytime. Yeah, it could be that we have maybe free space, or the other way would be that we are doing the application process, and I will spend some words on this for this process a bit later. You will go into the application process, and then you maybe will be registered already for the next year. The language of tuition, German is required B2, English is required B2. If you don't have this B2 level, of course, with our foundation program, we can bring you up to this level. Now I want to give a more detailed insight into the different faculties we have. We have one faculty in Steyr. Oh, sorry, that was not. We have 4 faculties in. So we have one faculty in Steyr, which is the School of Business and Management. So everything we need to organize an enterprise, everything we need to do the marketing, everything we need in the management, you can learn there. We have 6 bachelor degrees and 6 master degrees there. There's also a link if you want to see more about these special, these specific programs. We have 1,400 students, and 11% of them, they are international. We have one international program in the bachelor, Global Sales and Marketing. I think it's pretty clear why this is international. Global sales requires international students. It requires students which get international experience already at their studies, sitting next to the colleagues they will maybe meet in their future career, in their profession. So you are already get used to this international collaboration and working approaches during the studies with these international programs. And of course, you can proceed with the global sales and marketing here. We have also 10 German taught programs in business and management. So of course, if you can prove your German qualification, you could also join those programs. In Linz, there's the School of Medical Engineering and Applied Social Sciences. And there we have one international program, which is medical engineering. Medical engineering is the missing link in between the doctors and the technology behind. If you go to a hospital, it is highly industrialized. There's a lot of technology, pacemaker, all of the tomographs and so on. And in this study program, you will be educated in medical subjects as well as in these technology subjects. So you are right in the interface in between the hospital and their technical infrastructure, and you will learn how to develop such products, what boundary conditions you have, and it's a very innovative program here. And so this is the only English taught program. It's a master's program. Of course, we have 6 German taught programs there. And the other programs are covering the bachelor for medical engineering as well as social sciences there. In Hagenberg is one of the first campi we had here in Upper Austria, one of the first school with a long history of I think more than 30 years right now. There are 1,500 students, 9% of them they are international, and it is the school for informatics, communication, and media. So everything what is covered by IT, by artificial intelligence, by web applications. For all jobs where you need a computer, you will find the right study program over there. And it is in an Upper Austria software park, which is also very well known in the industry because very important software developments are coming from this software park. Maybe you know Runtastic. This is a special app developed in this Upper Austrian software park for assisting professional marathon runners and joggers and so on. So this is an assisting tool for your training if you like to run. So this is just one example. We have 2 international programs there. One is interactive media. This is more or less a program where you learn how to get web-based interactive media communication. You will learn how to write the applications behind, how to design such applications, about this interface in between the human and the web. And another very important one is energy informatics. It is also a master degree program, and if we wanna introduce a renewable energy, electrical energy supply, we need way more of communication in between the generators, the consumers. Imagine if you have a wind park and a PV, a photovoltaic park, and you want to charge thousands of electric vehicles, that must be coordinated. Yeah, maybe the sun is not shining, so you have to reduce the charging load of such an electric vehicle, and that is requiring control, that is requiring information, and also the billing behind that needs a lot of data flow, and that's why we created this energy informatics study program. Yeah. And then last but not least, the School of Engineering here in Wels. We are the largest faculty. We have 2,000 students. We have 20% international students and 14 bachelor degrees, 15 master degree programs. And here we are also pioneers in developing international programs. We have 5 international programs, sorry. And we have the only international electrical engineer, only international Bachelor of Science engineering program. It is an electrical engineering program here. And we have a master's degree in automotive mechatronics and management. So this is more or less, you know, in Upper Austria, the salary of the employees is very high. So that's why we started to automate our production processes in a very, very early stage of industrialization here. I would say 50 years ago, at least, we started to automate what, and in order to become competitive here in this region. And this caused a lot of high quality jobs here. So you don't have to go and to hammer something in the model shop. This is done by machines, but these machines have to be programmed. And a total highly automated crankshaft production and mounting line must be planned, must be controlled, must be programmed, there must be an adequate quality control, and it must be managed. So, and all of these issues or these subjects you will hear in this automotive mechatronics management study program. Of course, we are very car oriented here, so we have plenty of entrepreneurs here being suppliers for the car industry. Electrical engineering, and there should be better the word electrical energy engineering. We are right before the largest transition in the electrical energy supply since the electrification of the world. 100 years ago, Mr. Tesla, he invented the electrical grids and the electrical distribution and transmission. And after 100 years, we have to reinvent the whole thing. Otherwise, it will not be possible to phase out nuclear and gas power plants and replace them by wind and photovoltaics, as well as to introduce new consumers like electric cars, like a steel industry, which wants to produce steel without carbon dioxide emissions. They will use hydrogen for that, and that hydrogen will be produced by electrolysis. And this requires a totally new approach in electrical energy engineering, and this is what you will hear in this program. So you will really hear how an electric motor from an electric car will work, how the power electronics behind will work. Yeah. Then we are at the edge in between the development department and the market. And this is a typical job for an innovation and product management. So you will be the missing link in between the market. You will have your ear on the market. You will listen what they tell you, what is the demand there. But you will also have an ear into the development department. And there you will see, hey, what they can offer now. What are the latest inventions? And you try to connect now the market with your innovation centers, with your R&D departments. And this is a very responsible position in such a company because you will create the business more or less, and you will also decide whether a product will be launched or whether a product will be phased out. And this is strategically of an enormous relevance. And so that's why we are very proud to have this system. And yeah, because of our very international orientation here in Upper Austria, we need that in an international level. And that's why we have this international program. Sustainable energy systems. How to design a large wind park somewhere in the desert. How to design, construct a photovoltaic system there. How to combine it with a battery system to store the energy. If the sun is not shining, you need the energy out of the battery. How are the marketing principles behind? What is with billing? How to finance such projects? This is all covered by the sustainable energy system. So this is more or less technology, economy, and business orientated, and you will get all of the skills you need to do this large scale introduction of renewable energy systems. Of course, you also will hear about applications, carbon dioxide free applications like electric car. And then we have this international foundation program. So whenever some entrance conditions cannot be fulfilled, you can go to this international foundation program. And then in this international foundation program, you will get math, physics, and language or other skills. It's depending from your prerequisites. And then you will get the permission to study any program here at our university. How to apply? Basically, it's pretty simple. Writing an email to anyone here, I want to apply for a specific program, will end up in a short information. Please start at this email address, and then you will be guided to the process anyway. But you can do it in the right way. You can inform. Yeah? Go to our webpage, look after the study degree programs. If you are not clear what to select, we are very happy to get an email, receive an email from you, and you ask all of your questions there. And you can send it to any office of our degree programs. We will forward that anyway to the right place. And you will end up at the right place here at our university anyway. And it is a pleasure to explain to you details for such study programs. This is not an issue for you. We are here because our process of application has one goal: finding the right students for the right programs. So it is more or less also beside all of the formal things, it is also an extra information for you. This whole process, it is giving you our expertise whether your choice would be the right or not. Yeah? So we help you, we assist you to find the right subjects, the right programs here. And this is necessary because we have limited number of places, and we want to get you up to the graduation within the specific period of time. And if we put the wrong students into the programs, we cannot get this goal. So that's why it's very important to provide you information to make sure that you did the right decision. And really, feel free to ask us. No? If you decided for a program, you can do your online application. It's pretty straightforward and simple at this homepage. Then you will go to a so so-called admission process. This is an interview. We can do that online. So we can do that via MS Teams. And this is again a discussion with you, whether you have the feeling and I have the feeling, or the head of the study program has the feeling that you are in the right study program. So it is more or less an extra reflection whether the selection process was okay. Then you will get the feedback. In most cases, you will get the feedback within 1 week. And then you will be invited, you will get an acceptance letter, and you will be invited to the welcome week. All of our international students get a special welcome week where we introduce them to our culture here, to our approaches, what is studying here. You don't have to be afraid coming after a high school directly into a bachelor's degree program. We learned how to get you into the studies and to guide you and to assist you to find into the study approach here. This is a requirement, you have to go via UniAssist. UniAssist is a special organization. You will be automatically forwarded to this organization. And there they will check your documents. This is required. It is required also by law. We have to check whether your documents are okay. And we outsourced this process. So you will be automatically forwarded to the UniAssist. And the processing fee is 75 euros. And processing time is 4 to 6 weeks. However, good news. PSS graduates are exempted from this verification process because we have a collaboration with PSS and we know your qualifications. We had some prior discussions about that. So we are sure if you graduate at private school Swakopmund, then you will be qualified for our studies. Yeah, visa application. Yeah, the only information I want to give you with this respect is it is important to start the visa process as soon as possible. Well, there's anyway a guidance from our secretaries. They will tell you what you have to do to get to this visa. Do it early because of Corona issues and other issues all over the world. It can take months. Yeah, and this could delay your visa process, and then you're not able to enter the country. So please, if you are accepted by our study programs, start with this visa process as soon as possible. That will help you. And if there are any difficulties, inform our secretaries as soon as possible. Then we can maybe react in time onto this issue. Yeah, you have to take care for your health insurance. This is in the österreichischen Gebietskrankenkasse. This is German, means health insurance from Austria, and it is per month approximately 60 euro. What you need here is for the financing your own effort you have. It is accommodation. This is around 400 euro. And food is around 250 euro per month. So with 800 euro per month, you should be good. Non-EU European community members have to pay 726.72 euros per semester, plus the student union fee, which is 20.7 euros. That is not too much, because that's a very, very low tuition fee. You will wonder who is paying the rest, because our effort for the places is way higher. The rest is paid by our government. And why they are paying for you? Because we need international students. Our government knows about the value of international students. That's why you only have to afford roughly 10% of our of our effort we have in reality. Yeah, housing and accommodation. In Linz, there are student dorms. In Steyr, Wels, Hagenberg, the same. You have plenty of private accommodations here, organized by students themselves. So they rent apartments here. There's a huge stock for apartments here in Upper Austria. So this shouldn't be an issue to find any accommodation here. And as mentioned before, we don't have these unsafe areas or something similar. Austria is very safe, so you can be sure if you find apartments via this platform, it is safe and it is close. And I mentioned again, Wels is very close to Linz, for example. You can drive to Linz, which is the capital of Upper Austria, and the driving distance by train is around 10 to 15 minutes. We have plenty of employees coming for their job every day from Linz. Yeah? So this is not an issue. So more or less, you have plenty of opportunities to live here and stay here. Yeah. So this is a slide showing the students' dorm here in Wels and yeah, some student dorms all over the faculties here. Yeah. Are there any scholarships available? I told you already that you only have to pay a small amount of the real effort we have. Nevertheless, we have also an awarded annual merit-based scholarship to regular international students. It is based on the prior achievements, and it is covering 50% of the tuition fee. And it will be only available after semester 1 because we want to see whether the students are staying here, and then you can get a semester-based grant here. Alternative options would be www.grants.at, scholarships at AT, and www.lebenslanges Lernen. But this is only for students from the European community. Yeah, working in Austria, students from non-European countries are allowed to work up to 10 hours per week for undergraduate students and 20 hours per week graduate students. From my personal experience, I do not recommend to work in the bachelor in the first 3 semesters. We have high-level degrees here, so you will take time for your studies here, and I do not recommend to work part-time here. So you should have the financing at least for the first 3 semesters. After that, you're educated. Your level is already a specific one, and you will find maybe a bit more time. You are more used to the university organizations here, so everything is automated here. I would say beginning with semester 4, you can look after a part-time job here, and our industry highly appreciates receiving students already during their study time here. We have a very important and highly reputed company for photovoltaic inverters. You know, this is this company making the products, connecting the PV panels to the grid. And they are 10 minutes, 15 minutes walking distance from us. And there are whole departments filled with students, graduates from our university. Yeah, the other employees there are in the minority. And this is a continuous system of receiving part-time working students, receiving graduates, and this is a very nice opportunity to get into the profession. Yeah, yeah. Employees must obtain a work permit from the EMS, and this is a public employment service Austria for prior to the employment. And but with the qualification from our university, that shouldn't be an issue to receive this employment service card here. There are almost of my international students are staying here in Austria or either in the European community here. Yeah, if you have questions, please ask them. Yeah, you can ask the student ambassadors, you can ask via WhatsApp, you can ask via a chat, Instagram, Facebook. You see the codes here. You can go to this web page, and as I mentioned already, it is not an issue to write an email to anyone here. And now I want to specially introduce Kara Jana Kirchhoff. She's a graduate from PSS, and she knows all organizational aspects. It is more the way that I have to ask her how the organization has to be how things have to be organized. She's very well prepared for any question, and she will be happy to receive your emails and to forward you to the right people here at our university. So if you don't want to go via our webpage, just write Kara an email and she will be more than proud to help you and to support you to get the right answers here and the right address. Yeah, I hope that was an informative and supportive presentation from my side. We could talk now for the next 10 hours about our university. We could go through our labs. I could show you explosions in our lab. I can whenever any one of you is here in Austria, feel free to contact us, come to our campus and look into our campus. We will give you a tour so that you can convince yourself that, that this is really a high level education here. Yeah, and I hope that you will apply, that I could initiate your attention to our study programs here, and hopefully we will receive some of you at our university. It would be a very high pleasure to me. I know your qualification, and believe me, you have a very good qualification, and it would be a pleasure to work with you. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, Professor Zeller. We spoke on the telephone just now. Thanks so much for your presentation. This was really informative. And you know, if you just look at the stats, at the figures, 6,000 students, it's a bit like a big family, and that's just the way that we have seen and experienced Fachhochschule Upper Austria. And thanks for extending your hand of friendship and a familyship to our school. Right, are there any questions that anybody would like to ask Professor Zeller? Regarding studying in Upper Austria, anything you can ask him? Any electrical questions that you're going to give him tomorrow?
If you need assistance with an exam in electrical engineering, give them my mobile number. You can call me during the exam.
Yes. Professor Zeller, I have Amit. Amit has a question for you.
Yeah. In the slide, you mentioned something about European points for bachelor degree and certain European points for a master's degree. What exactly does that mean?
I couldn't get the question because I couldn't get it acoustically.
All right. So earlier in your presentation, you mentioned credits for bachelor degrees, European credits for bachelor degrees and master's degrees. Could you just elaborate on that?
Yeah, this is in the whole European community. We have the so-called Bologna concept, and the Bologna concept is grading every student's effort. Okay, so if you work 25 hours for a course, that could mean sitting in the lecture, learning for the exam, preparing, doing research. Whenever you spend 25 hours, you get 1 credit for that. And that would mean that with these 180 credits for a bachelor's degree, you fulfill the number of working hours you have to do to successfully graduate in a bachelor's degree. Of course, this is an average. Yeah. So if you want to do more, you can do more. Yeah. So and to every lecture, to every course, we assigned a specific number of these European credits. And that would mean if you do your bachelor's degree and you get these 180 credits, you can say, okay, I don't want to continue with electrical engineering. Maybe I want to change to automotive engineering. Then automotive engineering will recognize your bachelor's degree because you got this 180 credits. This is more or less a measurement of the qualification. Yeah? And this is supporting the mobility of students here in Europe. Yeah? And the same with the master's degree. There we have 4 semesters. Each semester is 30 credits. So we get 120 credits for that. And if you have the full credits in the master, full credits in the bachelor, you can go into a PhD thesis. Yeah? So this is more or less a value of your effort. Yeah? Of an average studying student. Could be that you have to do more effort if you maybe enjoyed life a bit more before the high school graduation, then you maybe have a lack somewhere in the knowledge, then you have to maybe invest a bit more in the beginning. But this 1 credit per 25 hour is more or less an average estimation out of our experience. Yeah.
Other questions? Yes.
I have 2 actually. I want to ask one. He didn't elaborate much on the requirements on either AS or A levels. So I just wanted to ask what the requirements of that is. And 2, I'm not too sure what B2 German and English requirements are.
Okay. I think 2 very good questions.
Yeah.
The one is the German requirements, the B2 requirements. Could you elaborate on that? And then just the other one.
Elaborate on AS and.
Oh, and then what you require to be able to successfully apply to Upper Austria, to your university. Entrance requirements.
Yeah. Yeah. The B2 is a specific test level. Yeah. So if you go to YELTS or to TOEFL, these are special institutes. They prepare and examine you, and then you can do B1, so A1, A2, B1, B2 levels. And if you have the B2 level, you are qualified in a way that we believe that you can speak the language, speak and write the language in a way that you can follow our studies. Of course, if you come from Swakopmund and you're almost English natives, we will not need this requirement. But if you want to join a German study program, B2 level will be required, and this is a special test either via YELTS or via TOEFL in order to recognize you as a German-speaking student.
So maybe if I could just elaborate, that's more or less what our grade 11 to grade 12 AS German students would be. Yeah. That kind of equivalent. So if it's a German program, you need to do it there, and the Goethe Institute assesses you on that. Professor Zeller, then the next question is, for Namibians, what are the entry requirements, die Zulassungsbedingungen, what do you need to have? I don't know if you are aware of which options we have in Namibia.
I'm not fully aware of that, but we have this preparation program initiated in between your school and our university, and so if you're attending this preparation program, then you are qualified for the studies here. It's more, yeah.
Sorry, maybe what I could just say is that if you have an AS,
yeah,
with the relevant subjects. So let's say one comes from either from private school Swakopmund with an AS, or from a government school with an AS, you would then need to do a bridging course.
Yeah.
If you go and study in Germany or in Austria, this bridging course then gives you access if you pass that. So next year we will be having, and I'm just preempting the next presentation. Next year we will be having this bridging course and offering it in Swakopmund, together with the Fachhochschule Upper Austria, University of Applied Science Upper Austria. So, or the other option would be to do A-levels. And with A-levels, it's a straight entry. So for our students, PSS students, there are two options. This bridging course next year or A-levels, and that gives you access to this university. Right, any other questions? I see my colleague tapping her watch. Professor Zeller, thanks so much again. And I could see every time you talk about electricity, your nonverbal just started going, and we can see that you love your subject.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Back to Swakopmund. It is always a pleasure to give a speech at your school, and whenever you need information, whenever you need further speeches, whenever you need maybe information about electrical engineering, I can do also online lecturing for your classes there. Please feel free to contact me. It is a pleasure to me to collaborate with you. Okay? Bye. Thank you.
All the engineers can go and stretch their legs